With us, Paminia, Susiampa say yeti kroi. Agriculture is the main backbone of our economy. What have we done to progress agriculture or develop agriculture? Minority as you import about 3 billion value of food on a year-by-year basis. The agriculture I could bring here. Minority as you import tomatoes, onions, animal intestines to eat. Ghana has 10 times this arable-sized land of New Zealand, and yet New Zealand produces 10 times more than Ghana. Adentia. Before Intiana, what is happening to us as people, Minia? What are the challenges facing our farmers in Tia? Jesus yentimi enye take advantage. Yeti kroma uja a friend say Ankrah Bakra to kwanchen a. Ubakwa ba na fifi ejira. Yeah. Body fifi on kwanchen itutum rego na fifi. We are blessed as a nation, and yet we have nothing, and we are living in poverty and hunger. A serious issue that is not politics, but critical thinking minded Ghanaians have to come on the table and start asking serious questions. Minya, Kroma, I don't ready agro. Didn't dosu. And Nyoma Enfa Shimman Kwan is spending time on. I believe, say, more some truth for you. Some money costs these sort of things. We will expose the system. What are the conditions that gives high yield or production in agriculture? And why don't we have it in place in Ghana? We import fertilizer, about 600,000 metric tons on a year, up to about 1 billion value on a year-by-year basis. Say, if you see on the that's the prices cost through, and that's the inflation year, we import it into our country. Why haven't we developed or built a fertilizer plant in our country, knowing, say, if we are any the mainstay of our economy? Yet to us, and they be importing fertilizer to year on end. Na aboard the ding. Ankrah is telling Ghanaians, say, so I'm going me kasa. Na say, nyame ekoma. Na say, voting my president. The first 90 days of my government, I will sign an MOU to put up a 600,000 metric tons fertilizer plant in our country.
Wow.
We would bring down the cost of fertilizer to as low as 60% of the current price, so that fertilizer will become first available and cheaper for anybody that would get into agriculture to get higher yields. We used to sell 900,000 metric tons year on year of cocoa. This year we have 500,000. Have we sat back to ask these questions why we are reducing instead of increasing? I am promising Ghanaians we'll be producing 2 million to 2.5 million year on year of cocoa production, just on the mere fact that we have built a first-class fertilizing plant that would help improve our soil and get at good yields. What are the other factors again? Land tenure issues. Uko ene asasi obidia. We start to say we are juma na obi injunction abeto so. Then the court. Then the court will make the ruling to somebody else. These kind of uncertainties in any sector does not encourage investment. We say me the sika awa ko sha dey research na be ba court case ni maso twin na no wa chemia. Odi wa ko shem. So why haven't our state over the years addressed these land issues? And then we ho na land gas wa ko to bi nyoma gu. E china wo ho na e friend say, is it what we enjoy? Who is benefiting from this rot? Can't we sit down as people and resolve our issues? So again, some Ankrah and the Alpha movement is promising Ghanaians, say, given the mandate, government will handle these land tenure issues head on. We will first use technology to address it, and secondly, we will tell investors, we will take ownership and say, it is our land and we are giving you the comfort, the guarantee to be able to come and invest and aside getting any legal issues as long as we are concerned. So anybody comes in and says, say, so 30 years and after 40 years, government is guaranteeing you, say within that period, there's not going to be any issues of land, what they call a dispute about the ownership of the land.
Okay.
Rwanda has a similar model. Oko Lands Commission, that's how the site plan qua. As soon as they put the site plan in, you see, say, if I say the map now show red or green. It show red, that means it's taken. Say greener, then it shows you who are the owners. When did they own the land? Was there any legal issues? How was it resolved? All comes up. So when you have that kind of data and information, it gives you, the government, the comfort to guarantee investors. Because attracting investments into an environment, working in the industry of my entire life, it's not say wakwaya adverts, and I say billboard, and I say TV show, and I say Arsenal of Washington just say invest in Ghana and tell about Ghana. Every investor or serious investment corporations would send their what do you call it, emissaries on the ground to check.
Yeah.
And these are the things. And then Canadian embassy, the red light that took Jose, no Canadian citizen should invest in real estate in Ghana, similar to other embassies. Are you getting me? Because we have not addressed our land tenure issues, and it's not making the environment attractive. And we will promise that we'll tackle that issue head on. Once we're able to resolve the land tenure issues, another thing that would help in the youth is technology. We don't have the technology, but that doesn't mean we cannot have it. So you go to countries that have it, like Ukraine, like Israel, bring experts to partner Ghanaians to come and invest. Once you have the technology, land with no encumbrances, immediately the funding will be attracted to it, because there's a need for the commodity that's a product I will produce.
Okay.
And see, we'll make sure that we address the land tenure issues, we'll bring in technology, and we'll open access to funding so that people can enter into serious mechanized farming across the length and breadth of this country. Ghana should be the breadbasket for the entire region, if not the entire world. If Ukraine can do it, we can, because we have vast land and we have the competent young people walking in the streets who have nothing to do. If we're able to steer the energies into this environment, we will get the best returns out of it.
All right.
So in agriculture sector, these and many of these issues, again, the Fulani issues we can address, because why we still leave it there, and farmers and cattle rearers are all getting into these disputes, shows that we are not a thinking country. There are vast lands around our front plains where we can catch a big niche for these, cattle rearers, and then make sure that we create the right infrastructure and frame for them, away from our cocoa farms, away from our food producing farms. So these are all mechanisms. If you have selfless leaders, critical thinking leadership, this country shouldn't be where we are. We should move to a different paradigm.
Okay.
And this is what Sam Ankrah and the Alpha movement are promising Ghanaians will deliver given the opportunity.